To be even better is this Setons game that I'm about to play because it has got some great people in it. We're going to have a good time. Alright. I am on rock as Cybern, which is not my favorite spot, to be honest. I've got Mel Gibson to my south. He is a 1500. Then we've got Mick ZZ, who is a 1400 on the front slot. And we've got Vizerion, a 1400 in the air slot. Not a bad thing. And I am not answering that question because I do not want you watching the stream. Okay, we're gonna kind of queue over here to go for the Hydro. We're gonna get 2 P-Gens, then we're gonna go for 4 Mass Extractors, and then we're gonna go for a whole bunch of P-Gens, because P-Gens are important. And there will be a lot of mass very, very soon for me to take advantage of. Okay, so you're going to come in here. You're going to grab a couple of manual reclaim items, which are kind of in the way of the Hydro, and then you're going to build a Hydro, and then you're going to build an air factory. And you are going to do about the same thing. There we go. And you're going to run up here, grab those, and build a radar in the back so I don't get dropped. And we're going to go over here. Yeah, our air is not incompetent, but apparently not as good at air as Andy is. So that is something to keep an eye on. Grab all them rocks, a mechs, and some reclaim. And we're going to hope that we can get enough power up in time to feed our air addiction. We're going to put a manual reclaim order, or an attack move order, as you prefer. Do a little manual reclaim of our own right here so that we can maybe get a head start on some of this power. The tree clumps on Setons are amazing. Then we're going to queue a whole bunch of mechs and some factories down here for the spam. Good, 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 good. And we are going to do strictly interceptors at first, because I definitely want to lock down this island. It is also less power intensive to build interceptors than it is to build transports, so that's a good thing. So we're going to start upgrading some of these. Starting to see a little bit of mass from front, not a whole lot, but a little bit. We'll keep seeing those blips as time goes on. On the other side of the map, it looks like we have Arin on front on the other side, which I would bet on Arin above MIKZZ. He has a pretty decent rush build as well, so this is going to be a little bit of a disadvantage towards our team in this game. Inferior front, inferior air. Still got my 2 upgrading right there. Keep going. I, as of yet, have no reason to overflow, so I'm going to pause those as soon as I just blip it up a little bit. And what we're doing now is trying our dangdest to find the transport before he can drop. He did send out Interceptor first to my side, so I'm very, very happy that I did not go for first transport. There's more interceptors heading to the island. Holy smokes! He has gone for all inties. 3 interceptors out to the front in order to try to gimp my game. And he is not going to succeed, folks. He is not going to succeed. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to stream my inties to there. We're going to put a whole lot of engineers on that little project. Get some reclaim over there, unpause over here, do some things there. And we're going to send 2 engineers to this side to assist him. Good, good, good. All right, there is a bomber being built. We're going to lock his air factory. And you are going to scout out and see what's going on over there. So my hope is that he will not have dropped, that I intercepted everything he was trying to do, that he'll bring all of his interceptors back over there to defend his own base, and that we can sneak a little air transport over to his side and do some awesome stuff. That is my life's goal, to do awesome things. We're going to need a few more inties. And we are versus Miser, as is shown here. So I think I'll be able to beat him pretty soundly from this position. I don't think it's going to be a problem. We're going to drop 5 engineers, and we're going to go the slow Navy way. He is not pushing across the water towards me, so I should be able to just get a factory up, immediately go T2, and then swarm him with destroyers. So I don't really anticipate any huge problems. I've actually already outnumbered his air force on this side of the map. There's the scout not building a transport yet, which is going to be the end of him, to be honest. We're going to sweep ahead. Try to find everything we need. Try to get our transport across in one piece. That's the main goal here. And to not overflow mass. I do apologize to the folks if I actually overflowed mass for a second. That was incredibly unintentional. Okay, so we're going to do that. Yes, clear path. We're good. Now let's go back over here and harass his home base. Goody goody two shoes. All right. Back off. All of you guys, we're going to build one of these. And then we've actually got one engineer for every single mass extractor. And yes, I do realize that I am horribly power stalling. It's not my fault. There we go. That's looking a little better. Let's scout up the middle for our buddy here. Actually, he has already been scouted up, so people are taking care of him. We're going to go for loads of build power out here. We're going to reclaim with you once you get up, and you guys are going to reclaim, and you are going to reclaim, and you are going to reclaim. We need more trees. That is why I'm having such power problems. I'm not reclaiming nearly as much as I should. That is the majority of the issue. We're going to wait till the last possible second to actually build Navy, because that's how I roll. Oh, good lord, look at front. Okay, so change of plans. We're actually going to go over here, and we're going to start building jesters, because front needs a serious hand. Alright, we're going to bring everybody back. Wow. He is actually building Inti to get my Inti off of his teammate. That is actually kind of impressive. Very nice. Oh, good lord. I overflowed mass, so all of my engineers stopped reclaiming. Good. That is just pitiful. I am so sorry that you have to watch this, folks. You have to watch my terrible, terrible, terrible economy. Alright, looks like Southside is moving up with some engineers to go ahead and get a head start on this build. We're going to move up with the Jesters in order to start beating back some of these units and give him a chance to recover. That does not look like a fight you're going to win, bro. Hate to say it. Alright, so power is looking good now. Go ahead and grab this, because we're going to need that later. I'll grab that, because that is also fun. Oh no! He's coming in to assist. How dare he do such a thing where he would actually help his teammate? Oh no. Okay, so we're going to have to build another air factory and start pumping some interceptors into the equation. Obviously. Alright, so that's good. So now we've got front and two navies warring with each other. Is basically how this is turning out. And the disadvantage going on right here is, as mentioned before, the horrid dealio of dealing with freaking Aeon T1. It is just a mess, folks. Alright, we're going to start our naval production, because I think we have enough income to do that, and as soon as this mech is done upgrading, we will go for some more. That's right. Feudally send all of your inties in one by one to die to me, and now, oh good lord. Red and blue. I'm trying to do a good thing and save my teammate, and they are just not having any of it. So we're going to have to go here, and you guys are going to have to assist that, because there's simply no other way around it. Ah. Trying to save him. I'm trying. I'm really trying. Okay, so that's T2. Now we're going to go for a couple T2s on the island. Good, good, good. And once we get the destroyer up, this is going to change things quite substantially, because we're going to be able to put some pressure on Orange with the destroyer. It should do pretty dang well. So we've also got some AA in the form of ASF, which is going to help push this back quite a bit. And you two are now going to go back to patrolling on the front. Doodly 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 doo doo doo. Please kill the inties so that I can actually do my job. Killing the ACU is not important. Killing the units is. So we need to kill as many of these artillery as we possibly can. And of course that ACU is just going to spam the ever-living hell out of T1 anti-air. MKZ is going to get away, so that is good. We're going to kill off that tank, which is probably the main culprit for harassing him, and pull all that stuff back. And we're going to go back here and stop for now, because we do have support from our air player. And that'll save us a little mass. Save us a little mass. That's all that matters in this whole wide world. Okay, so since we're not doing anything with those, we're going to go ahead and go over here. We're going to build some storages, because the #1 rule of Setons is always eco. You think I'm kidding? The #1 rule of Setons is actually always eco. Ask anyone. So right now all we're doing is just kind of thinning out the ranks of tanks, because we do want to take the pressure off of our front player to allow him to rebuild. And then also we are going to reclaim what little power we have, because I am a genius. And we're actually going to reclaim what little power we have, because the air player and one other player have already gone RAS, and they are overflowing quite a substantial amount. I will actually be able to go RAS as soon as these T2s are converted to T3s. So there we go. Mel Gibson is now getting resource allocation. Good, good, good. Grab those. So that'll have us all capped, and we've now got 2 destroyers. So let's go for... we need a few air scouts. We're just going to build a stream, shoot it to the north. You do want to have a cruiser out as your second, because sometimes it's not quite such a bother as Cybern Navy, because it just isn't. But you do want to be careful about sending out only destroyers, because you could potentially get torp bombed and lose all of your early navy, which would be absolutely catastrophic as far as that kind of thing goes. You need to assist. We're stocking up on build power basically for a little bit later in the game, when we will have the glorious opportunity to greatly expand our naval production. Never want to stop building build power, folks. I'm going to move up here. That is probably... Nope, that was probably a land scout, which is kind of a weird thing. Move that up there. And this scout will reveal exactly what's going on this side. I'm actually going to key one up there. Key one over there. Key one over there. We're going to be able to see exactly what he has on every single front. Okay, so he has 2 destroyers, quite a few frigates, whole lot of build power. ACU probably going into resource allocation upgrade. He is just now capping his mexes, which are all T2. He has no T3, and most of his are capped, so we are roughly equal on income. Fan-diddly-tastic. We are going to go for resource allocation as soon as that is done, because Mel Gibson has just finished. It's probably going to be a slow RAS, but that's fine. Actually, I'm going to go assist, because assisting is awesome. I'm going to do that right there. And as aforementioned, he is probably going to go for nukes. Probably. He has Cybern. Those deadly, deadly Cybern nukes. So I need to get nuke defense kind of as a priority. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and dump a T3 upgrade after the resource allocation. Use that to build 2 shields on the front line, which will help protect me from strat bombers. And then I am going to dump a nuke defense right here. And then build, let's see, 2 more shields, just to kind of give this a little bit of protection. Walk over to the side, build a T3 P-Gen, which should take me for quite some time. And then we're going to go hide in the lake. Okay. Let's actually put some pressure on. I don't think there's a whole lot to be afraid of here. Their air numbers look about even, and he definitely has way less Navy than I do. So we're going to move this up. And yes, I am aware that I am horrifically power stalling. We're now up to 2,800. So things are not all bad. We could actually intentionally mass stall ourselves and fix it. There we go. We can go T2. Do. There's that extra build power I was talking about. We're going to move up with the destroyers in order to take this on and keep the cruiser back just a little bit. So we do want to continually kite, because his destroyers can dodge just as well as my destroyers can dodge. So we want to be maintaining our back and forth motion as much as possible. See right there? Evaded that damage. Booyah. And I do believe that we have about the same mass for mass. He's got 3 destroyers. I've got 4 and a cruiser. But as you can see, I have yet to take a shot. And there's one. But anyway, the micro is key. So I'm just going to kind of stand off here. We're going to see if he'll leave us alone. I'll just wait. We're going to DQ that. And go assist with that. Doodly-doo-doo-doo. And there are the torps. Just like I was anticipating. Alright, we're going to back up. We've not fed him any mass. He has not fed us any mass. And I just don't really like how the situation is progressing. And if he's going to get into an eco war with me, I will win the eco war. Because I have way more mexes than he does. I mean, way more mexes than he does. So, that isn't even a contest. We're just going to do that. Yes, I can see he is building torp bombers. That is a thing. I'm going to back up. I'm not going to do anything aggressive. Got 2 more destroyers coming off the line, so I might actually move. I need to queue. We're going to do a mermaid and 2 destroyers and a cruiser. Okay, so that's good. He is almost all T3 mechs. He has only got a couple left to upgrade. And on our side, he is almost all T2 mechs. You can see the problem here. It's not exactly what you want. Alright, so you're getting that upgrade, which is a little expensive, but that's okay. And we're just going to try to pressure the middle. Because if we can pressure the middle to the point that it breaks his little bottleneck here, then we're going to do quite the fantastic job of helping our team along. It'll eliminate a little bit of eco. It'll put a little bit of pressure that they have to respond to. And, most importantly, it'll prevent the front player from getting into one of the waters. Having the front player get into the water is kind of a disastrous thing for the other person, because it means that you're going to have a 2v1 Navy, and the neck here is very easy to control, especially if you're UEF and have access to the T3 point defense. It is kind of a super annoying thing. He is getting an upgrade, so I'm going to try to force him out of it. We're going to disengage the anti-air for the favor of some DPS, because his shield is already down and he is going to start taking a massive amount of damage here. He's going to have to stop that upgrade. And that nuke is going to take out the majority of what he's got going on. I see it. I see it. Here comes the Navy. I'm going to break off these. Start running front guard. Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay, the torp damage will take care of the frigates. I'm not too terribly worried about that. And we have enough Navy, I think, to clinch it. We've got 8. He has got 6. So we could actually feasibly just run straight in and kill him. Like, it's not even a contest. But we do need to make sure. All right, we got 3 cruisers up. Good dealio. Gonna swing these in. And we're gonna grab a few engineers and come to the front. Alright, so he does have quite a few more destroyers in the back, which is a little frustrating. And he is building them very, very, very rapidly. But on the other hand, I have a lot of cruisers. You're going to have a bad time, bro. You're going to have a super bad time over here. I'm just saying. Alright, here's what has happened since I pushed the middle out. We're getting artillery all the way up to the base, which is probably going to do a substantial amount of damage. We're now doing well over here. We've eliminated all of the torp bombers. Cruisers are doing pretty well. And on the front line here, we're causing some havoc. So it's not the absolute best thing that could happen, because we did just lose air. And our opponent is very, very overpowered in air, as we've already discussed. But this has had the effect of giving me access to a large quantity of reclaim. And that is what I wanted all along. So all of this stuff over here, we're walking these engineers over. We're going to build a naval factory kind of close so that we have build power and easy access. And then we are just going to carry on with our business. So you're going to queue there, queue there, queue there. Let's see. There, there, and there looks good. I'm gonna assess those. And you... Wait. There we go. Good dealio. Alright, so we're awesome. We are good to go. Now you, we're gonna let that finish. Actually, I'm going to carry on with the same for a few minutes. We're going to overbuild on cruisers, because cruisers are going to be our saviors. But we're going to grab a string of T3 upgrades for now. I want to get my ACU in the water so that I am relatively safe from strats and that kind of thing. And I want to get my PGen builds so that I do not power stall later. And I wanted to get my nuke defense up so that I don't get nuked. So, anyway, We are all good. Okay, so he is really ramping up his production at the moment. He's got 3 T3 mechs out here. But we've got just as much production and more income as discussed before, so I think we'll be okay. Go ahead and Control K all of you. And reclaim. It's not much mass. It really is not much mass. But it is something. This scout stream is exactly what you should do versus a Cybern opponent. It's still good to build a few mermaids because you will get a shot miss now and then. And it does provide a massive, massive amount of anti-torp. Like, I cannot stress how strong the anti-torpedo is on the mermaids. It is ridiculous. But the scout stream does drastically reduce the effectiveness of the Cybern stealth. Okay, so we're going to get you over here. You are going to build engineers, which are going to go reclaim. And you are also going to reclaim. I want to make sure that all of my cruisers kind of stay in the back here. There we go. Miss those shots. Miss those shots. That's exactly what we need. He has got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and I have got 12. So we're still slightly ahead. He is just lining up the battering ram there. Oh, live my... live, my destroyer, live! And that, folks, is why you always micro your navy. Because that was like 3,000 damage that just got dodged. You just gotta maintain. You gotta maintain. Oh, lost another. I think I'll be okay, though. I think I'll be okay. Point blank is where things get a little sketchy. But I don't really want to run because when your back's turned, you can't actually fire as a Cybern, which is not cool. I may have to switch to Battleship soon because this is getting super sketch. Alright, they're trying to get their toe into the reclaim, which I do not want at all. Let's keep upping the build power here. I'm actually going to go over there. And this is what I didn't want right here. This is what I didn't want. This is exactly why they were pushing forward. Because they are trying their hardest to get Arnd in the water on this side to assist. Because beach versus rock is always at a disadvantage. So if you can get the front player into the water on the beach side, you have a drastically increased chance of winning. Especially when you're pairing... Is he Cybern as well? No, he's Aeon. Okay, so they gave him... What? Okay, so Hitlery is Cybern. And he has donated a factory for Arnd to use. Nice. I'm not sure why we're paused. I don't think anybody gave a notification. Hey, Supreme, reclaiming your own factory is not at all a bad thing. I mean, realistically speaking, I do it all the time. Okay, so Blazes in the water. That's an interesting choice, to be sure. Not sure what that's all about. But he is getting the reclaim, which is kind of frustrating. Oh, the dodge. 3 out of 5 shots miss. And that was not a dodge. Oh, good lord. Well, at least it had some vet. That was a good thing here. Yeah, that's right. Get the hell out. Alright, we need to move up because we got to eliminate that factory. We're in the reclaim now, which is good. So good, good, good. And we've got 8 destroyers to his 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Plus all of our cruisers. So that's good as well. We're going to target all the cruisers on the T2 and use the destroyers to front to protect them. I think we just lost a cruiser, but that's okay. Hello, little T2 subs. You do realize that you stand absolutely no chance versus Salem's, right? This is a thing. This is a thing. I have better torpedo defense and better torpedo damage than you. I mean, yeah, you might be going after the cruisers, but you are not going to succeed. I'm down to 4 cruisers, which is a little bad. And he has got torpedo bombers coming in. I'm going to lose 1 destroyer here, guaranteed. And here comes another wave. So less than ideal. No, I'm going to stay targeted. Because that's going to prevent a unit coming out of his factory. Which is good for me. Oh, he already has a unit out of his factory. Dadgummit. I'm about to lose Navy. Because he is going to get this freaking reclaim. Ah, no, 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 no. Alright, we need to start another factory, and you need to go T3. Right freaking now. Alright, it's not all lost. We're actually going to set all of you to assist. Alright, so we're back up to 6 cruisers. I am so glad I mixed cruisers so heavy into this. So freaking glad. Alright, so Blaze's taking hits. But it's all good. We're gonna get this. We're gonna get this. Gotta stay on the forefront. Keep on reclaiming. Reclaim is the key to victory, as we all know. I'm actually going to shut off the AA for the extra DPS and potential damage to the engineers around the building, because that is most definitely a thing. And the destroyer is actually wandering into the fire right there, so that's good. He is down to 2 destroyers, and I've still got a lot, but he does still have air control over there, so that is less than ideal. I'm going to try to maintain this. I'm going to try to get rid of the build power, because every time the factory resets, the engineers are going to repairing it instead of building the unit inside, which is making it take forever to actually kill the factory. So that is not the greatest. Let's unpause you two. Speed that up a little bit. Ah, there we go. Now we can turn the AA back on. Fan-freaking-tastic. So now he is on the defensive. Like, fully and truly, he is on the defensive. We need to... Let's unpause all of these. Yep, that's right. 4 max upgrades at once. Because I'm a boss and I'm in the reclaim. This is where you would start singing, "'Cause we're in the money. 'Cause we're in the money." And he is killing my sub with... Or killing my cruisers with subs. They're not cool. I'm going to run away with those. Bring our mermaids up. and try our best to maintain. Alright, so we should be getting our first battleship. Yes, we are. It has just come off the line. Get out of here with your freaking torpedo bombers. Nobody wants you. Nobody loves you. Air is actually looking fairly even, so it's not as bad as I thought it was. I do love me some reclaim. I meant to select engineers on that one. And we're going to split up the engineers so that they reclaim more efficiently. So that's a good thing. I'm going to move our queue up because reasons. And we are crushing it at the moment. Beautiful, beautiful. He's got a lot of E-storage. Makes me a little worried about teleport, to be honest. But I think we'll be okay even if he teleports. Okay, so air did not turn out in our favor. It was pretty close, but it did not turn out in our favor. So we're going to back up, stay on top of the reclaim, get a little breathing room, make sure we shoot down all the torps, and see what we can do. And we should probably go for some anti-air. So we're going to do that right there. Yeah, that's right. Just stay over my cruisers. That's totally cool. Totally cool. Even though Cybern cruisers are awful, if you have enough of them in one spot, they can be kind of dangerous. Alright, so the aircraft carriers are definitely going to be an improvement, so I can't wait till those get to the front. And the battleship, of course, is a slow son of a gun. He is going to take forever to get to our aid. So we're going to queue up the cruisers, soak fire with the destroyers. And eco is looking pretty dang good, so we're going to go ahead and T3 all of you. Power is about to become a problem, so we are going to come over here, take all our engineers, go over here, build a land factory, which you are going to tech to T3, and start cranking out some T3 Engies. And we're now mass stalled like all get out, so no worries about power stalling for a moment at least. Yeah, even the cruisers can be deadly. That's right. That's right. Where's that battleship? I really need you up here to soak damage. Because if the torps all focus on the battleship, then it takes them forever to kill the battleship, during which time the cruisers go to work really hard. So that's kind of nice. We're going to stop the cruisers because you need to kill blazes. There we go. Microed blazes are a little bit of a problem for the Cybern Navy because their projectiles are super slow. But once you have this density, it's not so bad of a problem. So many torps, holy cow. I'm going to be glad when my aircraft carriers start rolling because the aircraft carriers are so much more survivable versus this crap. Alright, I have officially not got enough Navy to survive anymore. So the good news is that I got a whole pile of reclaim, which means that I'm not going to go downhill super fast. But the bad news is that he is going to get a whole pile of reclaim, and that is probably going to assist him in building quite the glorious little navy. And I am going to be on my back foot without any boats in the water, and that is where a lot of problems arise. Okay, so I've got 3 destroyers and 1 battleship to my name. Uh-oh. Not good at all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 battleships in the water for their rock. Good lord, that's bad. Alright, so we gotta have destroyers in the water for our torpedo damage, which is a little terrifying to think about. We've also got freaking Auroras coming out to play now. Holy cow. Interesting. Very interesting. Should be able to take care of these subs. No problem there. We're going to circle the cruisers around behind and try to take care of the hover spam with that. This is not good. This is not good at all. We're going to walk down here and build an anti-nuke. Thank you very much. And walk back. Probably should have started retreating with the battleship a minute ago. But I also have my 2nd battleship up, so that's good. They're already mobilizing engineers. You see this back here? They're going to start ripping me a new one with the reclaim that they get. I do have a loaded anti-nuke. So that's useful. And I'm just going to keep kiting. We've got 2 battleships now. He does not have... Yes, he does, in fact, have T3. Ouch. I did not even see that. That's not good. Alright, so our naval ambitions are, at the moment, not that great. Looking. But we're going to be able to make up for this. I should have built frigates. I may, in fact, actually still go back and build frigates. As soon as I catch up on the spam, though, cruisers and destroyers should do more than enough damage. Oh, look at that. There's a battle cruiser. Holy cow, that's going to single-handedly turn the tide. Right there. That is, like, the best anti-hover thing ever in the history of SubCom. Alright, so you're dead. You're dead. Now I just need to get rid of the freaking hover. Which is happening. Slowly but surely, it's happening. Good, good, good. Got our 2 destroyers up. Kill that. And aircraft carriers moving to the front. So I know I've said it before, but the reasoning behind the whole, oh, build aircraft carriers deal is the fact that aircraft carriers do actually do twice as much, not twice as much, they cost twice as much, but they have 5 times as much health as a cruiser with roughly the same anti-air. Like, the amount of anti-air that you get, or the amount of durability that you get per mass for aircraft carriers is so ridiculous, it's not even funny. Now, the cruisers obviously do more damage per mass, and the Seraphim cruisers especially have the flak on them. So that is something to bear in mind, which is more useful than you might at first think. But overall, especially when you're dealing with T3 torps, aircraft carriers are your best friend. Because they don't die in one pass like cruisers do. You can one-shot cruisers with the T3 torps, which is quite abysmal when you have to deal with that. Alright, we're going to kite over here. Start releasing our fire on everything in front of us instead of chasing one specific unit. And curling back on ourselves a little bit because there is hover I'm seriously starting to rethink that whole no frigate stance. I think I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna go up there and start a frigate production facility. Alright, T3. NQ there. Now, the one interesting thing about it is that the Cybern battleships are the most effective versus hover if they have to be, because they have the highest firing rate with the lowest damage per projectile of any of the battleships. So they don't do as much overkill. As other units potentially do, as the other battleships do, I should say. Because the other battleships, like especially UEF, when you're firing one set of projectiles every, 20 seconds or 10 seconds, something like that, and it just does this ludicrous amount of damage. Yeah, for battleship versus battleship, the Alpha Strike is amazing. But if you're talking about battleship versus literally anything else, it's not as great. So that is just something to bear in mind. I think this is our last unupgraded mechs. And you fine fellows, we are going to start capping these guys off. We're going to go for... Actually, let's go over here. Start with this one. Because obviously we're going to need to get to that one in a moment. Go there. We're going to go here with you. Yes, I am in the hole en masse again, and I am planning even more things to build. But it is infrastructure that will come in handy later on, so don't hate me too much. I imagine he is now scouting... Well, no, I thought I saw a T3 scout. Very, very soon, he is going to be scouting for launching his nuke. And that is going to be when he sends a T3 scout over the whole map and tries to determine where the nuke defense is. So, the advantage here... Oh, crap, I'm power stalling. We need to remedy this ASAP. Build! Build! Alright. He has got a lot of submarines. Like, why are you building submarines? That does not make any sense whatsoever. Alright, there's a battleship. We'll focus fire on him. We'll bring the cruisers to the forefront. And you are actually trying to get around me with the subs. You sneaky little bastard. Okay, so we're going to stop you because you are not quite built. And we're going to start building some counters here. Okay, so you were coming in on the other side trying to loop back around the cruisers. I just saw you coming and hit you up. So we're actually not going to build subs. We're just going to carry on with our aircraft carriers because I feel like that is going to be what changes this game. Okay, so destroyers, we're all good. There are a few... I'm actually going to send the cruisers up here to do that damage. Alright, destroyers staying in the mix, eliminating all of these subs. And the battleships are exchanging fire. I do believe I'm going to win that 3-1. Should not be very difficult at all. Yep, subs are focus firing the cruiser. So the torpedo defense there is playing havoc with those chances. Uh-oh. What just exploded? What just exploded? That would be an SACU. Well, at least they're going to get the battleship done before the Aeon Navy descends upon them. I don't think it's going to do a whole lot of good, but you never know. Okay, we need to back up. We also need to back up. We also need to back up. The hover is approaching. We'll leave the battle cruiser to deal with it. Good lord, that is a lot of firepower. Holy cow. Okay, so we're going to take all of our subs, or all of our aircraft carriers. I'm going to queue them right there, and we're going to issue a build order for torpedo bombers, because I think torpedo bombers are going to be an awesome thing to have in just a few minutes. We're going to queue you there. Cruisers, we're going to come back because the hover obviously failed. And that is a problem. But I think we'll be able to solve it. We've got 5 destroyers to our name. And any 2 destroyers, or any 2 battleships of any faction can kill a... uh-oh. I am actually going to run with that build power. Because I would prefer to have some of my build power intact. Should that nuke be coming my way. Alright, so we're going to do that. Took a full broadside from my teammate with the battleship, which is definitely less than ideal, but it happens. Alright, we're going to stop there. Going to bring the destroyers back down. Going to continue our frigate build. You guys, we're going to go down here. And we need a few energy storages. Okay. Long drawn-out naval battles, this specialty of Setons. Well, the shields were good while they lasted. That's all I can say. Alright, so my battleships are going to need to start easing up towards this side. Well, crap. He's going to nuke my island, which is going to nuke all of my income, and it's going to be awful. And I was about to have T3 over there. Dadgummit. I'm going to have to rebuild that factory. Alright, so we're not moving you again. We've actually successfully denied all of the hover. There is a little bit of a reclaim problem, but that's okay. We're going to move all the battleships up and start attacking the Tempest, because that is the most dangerous thing out right now. I have all of you come up here. Yay! My engineer survived. Woo! Okay, so you can come back down here. Good, 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 good. And do I have any frigates on the front yet? I don't think I do. Nope, I only got the one lonely little frigate right over there. Alright, so I'm going to just charge in with the destroyers. Take care of all of these subs, which are being very sadistic about their control over this southern portion of Navy. We're going to get all that taken care of. Looks like the Tempest, yes, is targeting that battleship. So what I'm going to do is I am going to sail with you. And I'm going to change direction when I think his next shot is lined up. So it should be now-ish. There's too many naval units here to actually pull a dodge. Alright, we're just going to target. Oh, look! I might have actually spoofed it. Is the AoE going to hit? Dang it, the AoE still hit. I was on the right track, you know? I mean, that's how it's supposed to be. Oh, I forgot. You don't want to clump up your units like this when the Tempest is firing, because the relatively large AoE on that son of a gun will, in fact, eat your entire navy alive. Lesson that has been learned the hard way on a variety of occasions, I'm sure. Alright, so we're going to lose one battleship there. Still got 4 more, though, so no big dealio. Gonna move there and go for torps, which we are very, very soon going to send around to the south side and hammer that end of the map with. Alright, we now have another 5. Gonna move you over here. Grab these. Doodly 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 doo doodly doo 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 doo. I'm going to take you two and go over here. Build a nuke defense right in the crook of the mountain with a couple of shields to cover it. And hover ahoy. That is less than ideal. Alright, we got rid of all the subs again. And we got rid of the Tempest. So that's good. I am now comfortable enough to start moving my battleships this way. Let's grab all of our Navy factories. Anyway, what I was going to say earlier, and I don't know if I actually ever said it, was that the entire point of building the nuke defense there, I knew I couldn't get a nuke defense built in time before he launched the nuke. But if you can have a nuke defense on the map before he scouts for his nuke, more than likely people will not launch where there is a nuke defense built where they don't know how long the nuke defense was there. Because there's too much of a risk of losing your... Is that... Oh, I thought that was an Atlantis for a second. That's probably just a T2 sub. There's too much of a risk of your nuke not hitting anything. So, it's really kind of an interesting game of the psyche to play with someone. I'm going to see how many T2 torps we have here. Not a ton, but there's a few. So that's good. Bring these back. All of you immediately start building T2 torps. I actually need to move. Where is your move order to? I screwed that up massively. Okay, so that's good. Now I need to see what I can do to affect the rest of the map. Because I pretty much got this down to into a stalemate, although I will say, if I do keep it at a stalemate, I'm actually doing something for the rest of the map. Because I am fighting a 2v1 here. So that is something that is not insignificant. I'm holding off Arend and Miser. So, things have been worse, that's for sure. I'm going to keep queuing. There has now been a nuke on the south side, which is definitely less than ideal. We're going to take our whopping number of torpedo bombers and go for all of these battleships here. Maybe we'll have enough to make a difference. That is the idea. Alright, we're going to target all those. Now, I've still got a few cruisers in the mix, but it's not enough to deal with the likes of those. However, I am starting to get a little collection of frigates up front, which is exactly what I wanted. And I need all of you to please be kind and build some more frigates. Awesome. Get all of those, all of these, everything on one giant move order, which I'm going to place in the heart of my navy and not in the heart of his navy, because that is stupid. Alright. So bring these in. We're going to focus fire down all of this crap. And we need to target, you are at 8,000 health, in fact. Which is definitely useful. Nice timing on the shielding there, man. Very nice indeed. Indeededly. And we're going to have quite a few frigates up at the front in just a second. So I think all of that is good. That is not quite loaded, and that is not quite built. Why are we at -4? Who has the ultra low CPU score? That would be everyone, because this game is massive. I am tied for the lowest score. Yay! That is probably because my recording software is taking up a rather large portion. Oh, look! There's the cause of our low CPU score. Or low speed. Them good old -5 ASF fights. Awesome. Awesome. Okay, so I'm pretty sure we instigated that with the torps. Bottom is hopeless. Let's discharge the torpedo bombers that we have and use those to great effect. We're going to stop all of you We're going to go for Corsairs, I think. A good mix of survivable and cheap and damage. That is exactly why I'm building those. Alright, so you need to die first, then you. And we need to move up a little bit here. We've got all of our frigates on the front, so we can now get a little bit of a line of defense up here. A meat shield for our... Actually, I'm going to go for the full health one. A meat shield for our larger ships. That is basically all that frigates are. We're actually going to take you two and build another naval factory, which is going to pump out some more engineers, which is going to get us some more reclaim. And yes, I do realize I'm operating at a rather massive power deficit, but that is just, or mass deficit, but that is just how these things go. Let's drop a few P-gens. Yes. And hope we bite into some more power, or some more reclaim soon. Some more heavy reclaim, I should say. Alright, so torpedo bombers saving the day here. There is no air in sight. There's a few ASF straggling in. But we're going to actually retarget on the Tempest because I think that is the more dangerous target at the moment. And we're going to keep kiting around with our destroyers. Well, at least we're back up to 3 speed. Like, it's something. It is something. Alright, that battleship is down. Down, son. Now we're going to start going after the build power, because whoever said that in the chat over there actually has a very, very good point. I would like for you to target clumps of blazes, because that is the best way to eliminate those things. Well, all of the shielding is a little frustrating. Oh no, the battleship didn't die. That's so sad. Alright, so all of you, eject your Corsairs. We're actually going to stop building for just a minute here, because the struggle for mass is real and I need to catch up. Alright, so we're going to do that. That's going to be an attack move order. Oh, crap. That did not work out at all like I intended. There we go. Now we're cooking with grease. But the ASF are going to come in and ruin everything, so it's a moot point. Alright, move all you folks. And you, we're going to come up here. Uh-oh. Those are 3 Galactic Colossus. Wow. So, why are you doing that, bro? Alright, the Tempest has been defeated. Next up, battleships. Is one of my Corsairs actually going to make it through? A couple of my Corsairs are actually going to drop their bombs. Who'da thunk it? No, they're not. ASF, you ruin my plans all the time. Why is this such a thing? I might actually start building ASF, because I think that is the area where we are most lacking, because they have 3 people building T3 Air, and we have 1. So you know what? We're going to do ASF. Yay for massive negatives, which are then balanced when my stuff turns off. Okay, we're good. You should start building engineers and go out here. Actually, you know what? Just go to the middle, because that's realistic. Alright, so the battleship wars are definitely going in our favor, but the problem is he keeps massing up all of this hover that I'm having a little bit of a hard time dealing with. I do have some more frigates coming from the back, so that's going to be nice. But for the most part, it's a little bit weird. Okay, I need to drop.
Strategic launch detected.
There we go. I need to drop a T3 engineer out on the island, just for the sole purpose of building nuke defense, because I don't want to get that island nuked again, and I need to upgrade the income on it. So we're going to do that. And we're going to start building some more engineers to get some build power out there. Awesome sauce. There goes his last battleship. So now we can start kiting in with this massive amount of battleships that we have. I'm going to move my aircraft carriers up. They definitely need to get in on this air fight. Yeah, drop them out of the sky like flies. That's how this is supposed to work. We got all our frigates up on the front line. So we'll be able to start chewing through all of this crap. Looks like he is sending restores around the north, which is less than ideal for sure. I'm going to break off 3 of my aircraft carriers and come back here. One of you and one of you. Okay. So that'll give us a little extra AA. Oh, nope, he is hitting for the north side. Awesome. So we're going to kite to the south, move all our AA to the north, and trap his restores, hopefully, where they will all die. South side is really not looking good. Really not looking good at all. Come on, frigates, get out to the front. I need you. I need you bad. Alright, so you 3 come back. And you 3 go south. And all of you frigates, get up in this mess. Good dealio. Alright, we're going to stop you there. Mix, start the game ender. Yeah, I think it's about time, because we've got the eco in the back. We've got everything set up. This is about to turn very, very bad. I'm going to start building T4s offshore. Alright, we need to start doing that. Some frigates are doing actually pretty well versus the hover. Those are not looking great. Holy cow, Arin's command is right there. This is worth the stall. We're going for it. We're going to build a whole pile of T2 torp bombers, and we're going to go for it. Because, here's my reasoning on this one. If we are able to kill his commander, it is also going to kill all of the units around him in the ACU nuke. And there are a lot of units over there. We've also got another wave of frigates coming up, which will help alleviate the terrible hover problem that we're having at the moment. We are starting to get some more destroyers back there. But thankfully, we are also on our list of things to be thankful for. Did my... oh yeah, you're still there. Okay. We're also really starting to bite into a lot of reclaim, so that is good. That is very, very good. Our negatives are not quite so negative as they once were. And yeah. Alright, I need to spread my navy. Spread my navy, because that nuke is probably coming for me. I have all of my stuff in a nice, beautiful clump that is easily killed. That's exactly where you don't want to have it. Not even going to take time to spit out my torp bombers. Gotta get out of here. Oh, you're building a Paragon? Why not build, like, what else? Never mind, it's UEF and Aeon. And Cybran and UEF. So we have no Seraphim. I was about to say, experimental nuke would probably be a lot more fun. But, whatever. Okay, the nuke is headed towards the south side, so we don't actually have to worry about that anymore. Start pounding it in. You come up there, you come over here. He has got quite the number of little battleships there, so I'm going to do that, and that, and that, and hope that we can cover the rest. Stop you and go T2 Torp. Good, good, good. I was about to ask him to give NGs, and then I realized that I was looking at purple NGs already. Oh, there is a... How many kills does that have? 26 kills on a battleship. 21, 17, 6, and 4. Holy smokes. Okay. You need to assist that. We're actually not that negative, even building a Paragon. Like, we're getting enough reclaim that we're staying pretty healthy. Paragon's going to be built super fast at this rate. Alright, we got some subs again, which is not what I wanted. But we are, in fact, whittling down his battleships. I think I should probably go sequential instead of spread attack, because that would be more efficient at taking damage off the board. We've also got our frigates up, which are going to move forward. And look at this progress on the south here. This fat boy, covered by a group of battle cruisers and battleships, is actually making progress into Arin's base. So they will be whittling down his income, hopefully by a lot, as this moves forward. And he will less be able to do this crap. Although they are rather efficiently recycling the old beat up husks of Tempest into shiny new Tempest. So you gotta give them kudos on that. And frigate's still in a mess. Need to move you over. We still have enough to cancel those out, so that's good. Alright, let's deploy the torpedo bombers. Nope, there's ASF in there. That's okay. We can handle it. Alright, pick out any subs that we see. And then we'll go after the battleships. Nice, nice. Alright, slowly but surely. Slowly but surely. That's been the name of this entire game. Uh-oh. 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 No. It was Strat bombers. They actually killed my mechs. Good lord. That might actually be GG. Because we're kind of invested in that. There are also massive problems happening in the south side. Oh, that is a... Alright, let's go over here. Need to rebuild that son of a gun. Oh! Well, there goes an ACU. Viserion has been defeated. That does not bode well for us. That's for sure. Mel Gibson has quit. No! Which means that it all falls to me and Mix. Although I'm not sure that it's worth fighting for at this point. Oh, dang it. Stop it. And Mix is gone. Guys, I do not have the APM nor the willpower to fight this thing out. So I think I am going to call it right there. It was a hard-fought game, that's for sure. This thing was brutal. Come on, kill that one battleship. Kill that one battleship. There we go. Yup, I'm done. I'm not going through all this mess. Not at -4. Alrighty, folks, that's going to wrap it up. That is going to wrap up the stream. That is going to wrap up this game. And yes, Brian is absolutely right. For once in his life, that I would be dead within about 3 or 4 minutes, probably, to torpedo bombers or to mass nukes or something or other that was spammed up, just in order to kill me. I might have a few. I might get a few things done, but I don't think there would be any fighting this. I'm going to have GCs down the south side. I'm going to have a bunch of crap coming across the middle. I'm about to lose this Navy because without the air player, the north side would go 100% torp bombers and absolutely slaughter me. It's just not a good situation all the way around. Anyway, that was fun. That was a really good time. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it as well. There's another FAF stream on Saturday if you would like to join me. Do not forget, if you want alerts about what is coming, join twitter.com. If you have a Twitter account, I should say follow @TheBreak, because everything that I do is announced over there. And also, there is a YouTube schedule now. It is in the description of most of my videos and also a link on the channel page. So if you're wondering when stuff like this comes up, do click over there. Last but certainly not least, I'm going to be playing Total Warhammer tomorrow. Same time, same place. Join me here if you want to see it. Alrighty, guys. As always, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.